In this quiet moment, as the room settles, as the weight of the day finally loosens its grip on your shoulders, my beloved child, I draw you into a stillness that the world cannot offer and a peace it cannot imitate. You did not come here by coincidence. You were led gently, deliberately, purposefully into this very moment. The air around you carries my presence, and the atmosphere has shifted because your spirit has turned toward me. Feel this calm. Feel this nearness. Feel the way your heart slows the moment you allow yourself to soften under my gaze. For tonight, I am not speaking to your mind alone. I am reaching into the tenderest depths of your spirit, where wounds were formed in silence and strength was forged through seasons no one saw. You have walked through so many chapters, some loud with chaos, others painfully quiet, yet each one has prepared you for this divine unfolding. You may think you arrived here weary, searching, uncertain, but I tell you now, you arrived ready. Ready in a way your younger self could not have understood. Ready in a way the storms you survived have shaped you for. Ready in a way heaven has anticipated long before this moment ever touched the earth. And so, my child, let the noise of the world fall away for a while. Let the rushing thoughts settle like dust finding its place. Let the worries loosen their claws from your mind. You are safe here, not safe by circumstance, but safe by my sovereignty. You are held, not held by human hands, but by eternal arms that do not tremble, that do not falter, that have never released you even once. I want you to breathe slowly, deeply, intentionally, because with every breath you take, you make room for what I am about to release inside you. This is not just another message. It is not simply another encouragement. This is a holy encounter, a divine appointment between your spirit and my voice. And I brought you here because I need you to hear me without the distortion of fear, without the interruptions of doubt, without the echo of old wounds trying to speak louder than my truth. You have carried so much, so silently, for so long. You held together seasons that were breaking apart around you. You stood when everything in you wanted to collapse. You kept going when quitting would have been easier. You chose compassion when bitterness knocked at your door. You forgave when vengeance would have felt justified. You loved even when love cost you, and I saw it all. Not one tear fell unnoticed. Not one silent prayer dissolved into nothing. Not one late-night battle escaped my awareness. Tonight is the night I begin answering the prayers you stopped repeating because you thought I forgot. Tonight is the night I restore what was taken, what was delayed, what was buried under disappointment. Tonight is the night your spirit steps out of survival mode and into sacred becoming. But before I bring you forward, I must bring you inward, into the quiet place where truth lives. You have mistaken stillness for stagnation, but I tell you now, the stillness was sacred. I drew you into silence not to leave you empty, but to fill you. I hid you from recognition not to punish you, but to protect what I was building within you. You felt covered like a seed buried beneath the soil, but you were never forgotten. You were being prepared. Every hidden season was holy. Every closed door was intentional. Every delay was saturated in divine purpose. What seemed like a wilderness was actually an incubator. And while you saw nothing changing on the surface, beneath the soil of your life, I was forming strength, depth, discernment, capacity. I was shaping your character to match your calling, enlarging your spirit so you could carry the weight of what is coming next. Because what I am giving you now cannot be mishandled. It cannot be carried casually. It cannot be held with immature hands. And so I grew you, quietly, carefully, completely. Now your season shifts. You have crossed into the territory where legacy begins, where inheritance is released, where generational patterns break because of the choices you made in private. You prayed not just for yourself, but for those who will come after you. And I have heard those prayers. What I am doing in you now is not merely personal, it is generational. The healing I pour into you tonight will flow through your lineage. The clarity I give you will guide those connected to your future. The breakthrough you receive will open pathways for others who never had the strength to fight the battles you fought. You are the doorway, my child, a living threshold between what was and what will be, a carrier of glory, a vessel of restoration, a breaker of cycles, and you did not arrive here by accident. You arrived by alignment. But let your heart be steady, because before destiny reveals itself, truth must anchor itself. And the truth you must understand now is this: what was withheld from you was not denial, it was preservation. You thought you weren't ready. You thought you weren't chosen. You thought I had forgotten or changed my mind. But I was not withholding to hurt you. I was shielding the blessing until the blessing wouldn't crush you. You asked me why doors didn't open sooner, why relationships collapsed, why opportunities slipped away, why timing always felt off. And tonight I answer, it was being reserved for this moment. Not postponed, not rejected, not canceled, reserved. Held back until your maturity met your mandate. Held back until your spirit could steward the blessing, not sabotage it. Held back until your discernment sharpened enough to distinguish counterfeit from calling. Held back until your identity solidified enough to know you were worthy to receive it. And now, with heaven's timing behind every syllable, I tell you this: what was once out of reach is now within your grasp. What was hidden is now being revealed. What was delayed is now being delivered. What was locked is now being handed over. This is not a small shift. This is inheritance-level release. This is destiny stepping out of the shadows. This is promise moving into manifestation. And I am placing it into your hand, not because you forced it, not because you performed for it, not because you manipulated circumstances, but because you waited, because you trusted, because you surrendered, because you allowed me to strip away what could not stay. Now you rise, not in confusion, but in clarity, not in chaos, but in confidence, not in fear, but in boldness. And tonight, this journey begins. My beloved child, now that your heart has stepped into the quiet truth of what I have begun inside you, I need to take you deeper, far deeper, into the part of your spirit where transformation takes root and destiny begins to breathe. For everything that is unfolding in your life now is not random. It is the divine continuation of a story I started long before you ever knew to pray for guidance, long before you knew how to name the ache inside you. You have arrived at a turning point, one that does not shout but whispers, one that does not announce itself with trumpets, but reveals itself with revelation. And I want you to understand something essential. This moment you are stepping into is holy. It is weighty. It is aligned. There is no chaos here. There is no confusion here. There is only purpose, sharpened, refined, and pressing itself gently into your awareness. Child, listen. Everything that felt like collapse, everything that felt like loss, everything that felt like delay, everything that felt like silence was part of a divine orchestration. You saw endings, I was creating openings. You saw closed doors, I was redirecting your steps. You saw stillness, I was strengthening your foundations. You saw loneliness, I was removing the noise so you could finally hear me. You thought you were falling behind, but you were being pulled forward in a way you could not yet perceive. There are battles you fought in the quiet of your nights, battles you thought were personal, private, insignificant, but they were shaping eternity. They were resurrecting generational strength. They were rewriting the spiritual story of your bloodline. You were wrestling with fear and doubt, but heaven was watching you rise. Yes, rise. Even when you felt broken, even when you felt exhausted, even when you whispered prayers with trembling hands, even when tears blurred your vision, even when your heart felt too heavy to lift again. Do you understand the power of what you did? You did not quit, and that shook the foundations of darkness more than you realize. For every moment bitterness knocked, you stayed soft. For every moment discouragement pressed in, you stood. For every moment confusion clouded your mind, you kept believing. For every moment disappointment tried to define you, you kept moving. For every moment silence lingered, you kept praying. You did not break, you were being built. You did not lose, you were being led. You were not delayed, you were being developed. And now, the development is becoming deliverance. My child, let me show you something sacred. The blessing you are stepping into was not only crafted for you, it was crafted for those who will come after you. This is legacy-level glory. This is generational restoration. This is inheritance awakening. What you overcame in secret secured freedom for those still bound in silence. What you surrendered in the dark paved the way for others to walk in light. What you prayed for in weakness will strengthen souls you have never met. You are the living doorway, a threshold where heaven enters the earth through your obedience, your endurance, your yes. You thought I was changing your life, but I was changing your lineage. You thought this was about your breakthrough, but this was about breaking generational cycles, patterns, bondages, fears, limitations. The healing I am releasing in you will echo far beyond your existence. This is why the battle was so violent. Not because you were weak, but because what you carry is powerful. But child, you must understand something deeper. Every blessing carries responsibility, not a burden of fear, but a mantle of purpose. This is why I preserved you. This is why I strengthened you. This is why I protected you. And this is why the delay had to happen. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Because now you are stepping into a release so profound, so divinely timed, so meticulously aligned, that nothing can hinder what I am transferring into your hands. This is the hour of divine release, not the trickle of small blessings, but the flood of heaven's abundance. The very things you thought were out of reach, I now place within your grasp. The business idea that flickered in your spirit but never materialized, watch it come alive. The ministry you dreamed of but shelved in silence, watch my breath ignite it. The relationship you mourned, the one you buried in grief, the one you thought could never be restored, watch me heal it, reshape it, and hand it back with my fingerprint upon every part. What was delayed is now designed. What was hidden is now harvested. What was paused is now prepared. What was withheld is now released. But you must not miss the meaning of this moment. You are receiving not because you forced the process, but because you surrendered to it. You let me strip away what could not stay. You let me refine what needed purification. You let me strengthen what was trembling. You let me expose the motives of those around you. You let me realign your heart with heaven's rhythm. And now your hands are ready, your spirit is ready, your mind is ready, your heart is steady. You will walk into this release with clarity, not confusion, with confidence, not chaos, with readiness, not resistance. You kept your heart tender when the world told you to harden it. You kept your hope alive when everything seemed dark. You kept believing even when your faith felt fragile. And child, I saw every moment. This is why I am smiling as I speak over you now. You are not just receiving this blessing, you are ready to carry it. You are ready to walk in rooms built for your purpose. You are ready to steward what once would have crushed you. You are ready to embrace what once intimidated you. You are ready to rise above the versions of yourself that pain tried to mold. But there is one thing I ask of you now, a truth you must anchor deep within your spirit. Do not confuse your humility with inadequacy. Do not confuse your tenderness with weakness. Do not confuse your stillness with stagnation. Do not confuse your healing with fragility. You are stronger than you know. You are wiser than before. You are steadier than your past beliefs. You are more prepared than your fear admits, and you are more aligned than you realize. You survived what was meant to silence you. You rose from what was designed to break you. You endured what should have defeated you. Now, you will flourish in what I have prepared for you. This is not the end of your battle. This is the beginning of your becoming. And in the next part, I will show you what to do with this release, how to protect it, how to carry it, how to walk forward without shrinking back into old patterns. Stay with me, beloved. My beloved child, now that your spirit has stepped into the awareness of this divine release, I need to take you further, into the realm where blessings are not only received, but protected, understood, and carried with holy intention. Because what I place into your hands in this season is not fragile, but it is sacred. And sacred things require a sacred posture. Listen carefully, for what I am about to speak will anchor your next steps. When I release something into your life, the enemy studies your reactions. He observes your patterns. He looks for open doors. He looks for distractions. He looks for unhealed wounds. He looks for familiar weaknesses. He looks for old cycles he can reattach to. Not because you are weak, but because you are valuable. He attacks where there is treasure. He fights where there is purpose. He resists where there is movement. He interferes where there is destiny. But my child, hear me now. What I am giving you in this season is untouchable to darkness, so long as you remain aligned with me. Alignment is your shield. Obedience is your protection. Discernment is your guard. Stillness is your strength. Do you understand? The blessing itself is secure, but you must stay anchored to the one who gave it. Now let me take you deeper into the realm of discernment. For discernment is not suspicion, nor is it fear of being hurt again. Discernment is spiritual sight. Discernment is clarity. Discernment is my whisper guiding your steps. In this new season, I will begin revealing the true nature of people around you, not to alarm you, but to prepare you, not to create distance, but to create wisdom. Some people can walk with you, but cannot build with you. Some can support you, but cannot advise you. Some can celebrate your miracles, but cannot handle your calling. Some can love you, but cannot understand the weight of your destiny. Pay attention to how your spirit reacts, for your spirit always knows before your mind understands. When your peace retracts around someone, listen. When your heart feels heavy after a conversation, listen. When your joy dims in someone's presence, listen. When something feels off without explanation, listen. Your spirit is not confused. It is communicating. And in this season, you must honor that communication because I am purifying your circle. For too long, you tolerated people who were tied to your history, but not your future. You gave loyalty to those who mishandled your trust. You extended grace to those who drained your spirit. You tried to grow while anchored to people who refused to rise. But now, child of mine, I am cutting away what has held you back. I am removing what has weighed you down. I am exposing what has pretended to be for you. I am clearing the atmosphere around your life, not because I want you alone, but because I want you aligned. You cannot walk into destiny surrounded by voices that contradict it. You cannot carry purpose while surrounded by people who dilute it. You cannot rise while holding on to hands that refuse to lift with you. But hear me with a soft heart, not a fearful one. This is not a season of losing people. It is a season of revealing people. Some will remain, some will step back, some will be repositioned, some will be removed, some will surprise you, some will disappoint you, some will honor you, some will misunderstand you. But all of it, every shift is divine. Child, do not cling to what I am removing and do not resist what I am sending. For I am reassigning your relationships with the same precision that I assign your purpose. But let us go even deeper now, for it is not just people you must discern, you must also discern yourself. There will be moments in this new season when old patterns try to rise, moments when familiar fears whisper their rehearsed lies, moments when insecurity tries to step back into the driver's seat, moments when you feel the pull toward who you used to be. But my child, you must recognize that these are echoes, not reality. You are not who you were. You are not the version of yourself shaped by survival. You are not the person molded by past pain. You are not the identity that trauma tried to create. You are who I say you are, and I say you are rising. There will be moments when you will have to choose between your history and your destiny, between your wounds and your wisdom, between your fears and your faith, between your comfort and your calling. Choose me every time, even when it feels unfamiliar, even when it feels risky, even when it feels like stepping into the unknown, because what feels unknown to you is completely known to me. And child, I have already gone ahead of you. I have walked the path before you. I have set provision in place before you arrive. I have arranged timing you cannot yet perceive. I have positioned people you have not yet met. I have secured opportunities you will soon step into. Nothing about your future is uncertain to me. Nothing about your calling is shaky to me. Nothing about your next chapter is fragile to me. The only thing that can disrupt the flow of this blessing is doubt that convinces you to shrink back. But you will not shrink back, for my spirit is strengthening you. My presence is anchoring you. My truth is guiding you. My peace is steadying you. And now, hear this next part with all the weight it carries. You are stepping into a season where your voice matters, where your prayers carry authority, where your presence shifts atmospheres, where your decisions carry generational impact, where your courage activates breakthroughs, where your obedience unlocks doors not just for you, but for others connected to your purpose. You have asked me, Lord, why do things feel heavier lately? And tonight I answer, because your call is heavier, your anointing is deeper, your assignment is greater, your impact is wider. You are not battling on the level you used to battle. You are stepping into higher ground, and higher ground requires higher awareness. But do not fear, for you are not climbing alone. You are rising with me. And what I am about to place in your life will not just bless you, it will transform the lives of those around you. You will walk into rooms and carry peace. You will speak and bring clarity. You will pray and see change. You will show up and shift the atmosphere. You will stand firm and darkness will tremble. Because you are aligned, because you are chosen, because you are prepared, because you said yes. And in the next part, I will take you into the revelation of what your yes unlocks and how heaven responds to the faith you carry now. My beloved child, now that you have stepped into the awareness of discernment and alignment, I must take you deeper into the mystery of your yes. For your yes is not small, not simple, not casual. It is a spiritual key that unlocks movements in the invisible realms. Heaven responds to surrender. Heaven responds to obedience. Heaven responds to trust. Heaven responds to the moment a heart whispers, "Yes, Lord." Even when I do not understand, your yes shifts atmospheres. Your yes moves angels. Your yes confuses darkness. Your yes breaks generational cycles. Your yes pulls miracles into motion. This is why the enemy fought so violently to stop you before your yes. He didn't fear your past. He feared your surrender. He feared the moment you would choose faith. He feared the moment you would step into identity. He feared the moment your soul would rise and say, "I choose God over fear." You must understand, your yes is not a moment. It is a mantle, a covering, a calling, a commissioning, a divine appointment. And now that you have embraced it, heaven is aligning things on your behalf that you cannot yet see. There are blessings in transit, breakthroughs already signed, doors already commanded to open, chains already marked to fall off, attacks already canceled, promises already activated. But my child, hear me clearly now. Your yes requires stewardship. Blessings must be protected. Breakthrough must be honored. Calling must be cultivated. Authority must be exercised. Faith must be strengthened. Peace must be guarded. Let me teach you what your yes unlocked. First, your yes activated was heaven's timing. There is a pace at which I move that does not align with earthly clocks. When you surrender, I synchronize your life to divine rhythm, where delays make sense, where closed doors protect you, where redirections save you, where slow seasons refine you, and where acceleration becomes effortless. Your yes brought you into a flow where things happen not by human force, but by divine orchestration. You will see things fall into place that you once struggled to fix. You will find yourself at the right place, at the right time, with the right people, not by luck, but by purpose. Second, your yes released angelic assistance. So no, I have dispatched heavenly warriors to guard you, to protect your mind, to defend your home, to clear obstacles, to silence spiritual attacks, to break unseen opposition, to watch over your steps. You are not walking alone into your destiny. You are divinely escorted. Third, your yes placed their authority is in your voice. No longer will your prayers feel empty or unheard. Your words now carry the weight of heaven behind them. When you decree healing, heaven moves. When you speak peace, storms quiet. When you rebuke darkness, it retreats. When you declare my promises, they manifest. You must begin to speak with boldness, not from emotion, but from identity. Child, your yes has awakened the lion within your spirit, a quiet, gentle lion, but a lion nonetheless. Fourth, your yes unlocked inner transformation. Things you once tolerated, you no longer can. Patterns you once repeated, you now recognize. Wounds you once carried, now rise to be healed. Fears you once believed, now lose their voice. Voices that once controlled you, now fade into nothing. The yes you gave me was not only spiritual, it was emotional, mental, and physical. This is why you have felt old cycles shake. This is why old habits feel uncomfortable. This is why old identities feel foreign. This is why you feel both lighter and more sensitive at the same time. Transformation is happening at the foundation of your soul, and foundations must shift before buildings rise. Fifth, your yes awakened a purpose. You have wondered why your heart is stirring, why your instincts feel sharper, why you sense more, why you feel things deeply, why your compassion has grown, why your desire to help others has intensified. These are not random emotions. They are signals, indicators, spiritual symptoms of awakening. Your purpose is rising, your calling is stirring, your assignment is activating. And though you may not yet see the full picture, you can feel that something is unfolding, something new, something holy, something powerful. Now breathe, for I am about to reveal the most important part. Your yes is also a line in the sand. Once you step forward, darkness escalated its resistance not because you failed, but because you succeeded. You shook the gates of hell with your obedience. You disrupted cycles that lasted generations. You broke patterns that crippled your family line. You shattered agreements made in fear. You wiped out lies that controlled your identity. Your yes evicted the enemy from territory he thought he owned. That is why he tries to whisper, "You are not ready. You might fall again." This breakthrough won't last. Your faith isn't strong enough. You are still who you used to be. But child, hear me with clarity. Those are not prophecies, they are panic. The enemy fears who you are becoming. He fears who you are aligned with. He fears the authority now rising in your spirit. He fears the access I've given you. He fears the boldness I've placed in your tongue. He fears the clarity that is dawning in your mind. He fears the peace settling into your heart. You are not slipping backward, you are advancing. You are not breaking down, you are breaking through. You are not losing, you are learning. You are not late, you are aligned. And now I speak this over you with holy authority. Your yes has set heaven in motion. Your yes has rewritten the atmosphere around your life. Your yes has separated you from old cycles. Your yes has ushered you into destiny. And in the next part, I will show you how to walk with this yes, not as a burden, but as a mantle of glory. My beloved child, now that your yes has taken root in the chambers of heaven, I must take you deeper into the truth of what transformation truly means, because you have stepped beyond a moment and into a becoming. What is unfolding in you now is not temporary, not fragile, not accidental. It is a divine reconstruction, a rebuilding of the soul, a resetting of identity, a renewing of the spirit, and a restoring of destiny. In child, transformation always begins before evidence appears. You feel the stirring before you see the shift. You feel the stretching before you see the expansion. You feel the pressure before you see the purpose. You feel the tension before you see the trajectory. You feel the warfare before you see the win. Do not fear what you feel. It is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of formation. Transformation often feels like loss at first because you are shedding old layers, old labels, old lies, old limitations, old identities that can no longer walk with you into where I'm taking you. Do not mourn what I am removing. Do not cling to what I am cleansing. Do not fear what I am finishing. Do not resist what I am renewing. You prayed for breakthrough, but child, breakthrough always begins with breaking. Breaking of cycles, breaking of patterns, breaking of pride, breaking of fear, breaking of old versions of yourself that survive the wilderness but cannot inhabit the promised land. And so, the shaking you feel is not punishment, it is preparation. The heaviness you feel is not a burden, it is birth. The silence you feel is not distance, it is strategy. The stretching you feel is not stress, it is strengthening. Let me reveal something sacred to you. When I transform a life, I do not start with the visible parts. I start with the invisible ones. I begin with the heart, the thoughts, the mindsets, the beliefs, the wounds, the unseen places where fear once hid, the quiet corners where lies once lived, the broken spaces where hope once leaked. I begin in the deep places because surface transformation cannot sustain sacred calling. This is why you feel things shifting before you see them changing. Transformation begins in whispers, in nudges, in moments you cannot explain, in desires you didn't ask for, in convictions you didn't expect, in clarity that comes out of nowhere, in peace that sits on your chest like a soft hand from heaven. You are not imagining the change. You are experiencing the root of it. Now listen closely, because this is where most stop, but I am taking you deeper. Transformation has 3 sacred movements. The first movement is separation. You will feel yourself pulling away from old places, old thinking, old behaviors, old relationships, old comfort zones. Not because you are better than anyone, but because your spirit is rising to the place where your destiny lives. You cannot stay where you were, not because it is evil, but because it is expired. What once fits you now feels tight. What once entertained you now feels empty. What once satisfied you now feels shallow. What once defined you now feels foreign. This is not loss, it is alignment. This is not rejection, it is redirection. This is not loneliness, it is preparation. You are being separated in order to be elevated. Kani, the second movement is surrender. Not the forced kind, not the painful kind, but the beautiful, holy kind, where your soul finally stops fighting battles I never asked you to fight, where you release weights I never asked you to carry, where you unclench your fists and open your hands, where you allow me to be God, fully, deeply, intimately, where you stop striving and start trusting, where you stop controlling and start yielding, where you stop doubting and start believing. Transformation cannot happen in a closed hand. It requires surrender, not of freedom, but of fear, not of identity, but of insecurity, not of dreams, but of doubt, not of power, but of panic. The moment you surrender, I step in with supernatural strength, supernatural clarity, supernatural peace, supernatural direction. And what felt heavy becomes holy. The third movement is strengthening. Transformation is not complete until you are fortified. I do not send you into blessings unprepared. I strengthen your spirit, sharpen your discernment, expand your wisdom, enlarge your faith, fortify your peace, anchor your identity, so that when you walk into what I've prepared, you are ready. Blessings without preparation become burdens, but blessings with transformation become legacy. And child, legacy is what I am writing through you. Now come closer, because there is something deeper I must whisper to your soul. The transformation happening in your life is not just about you. It is about the people who will be healed by your story, the ones who will be encouraged by your journey, the ones who will be strengthened by your survival, the ones who will find faith because you didn't give up, the ones who will believe again because you rose again, the ones who will break cycles because you broke yours. Your transformation is not personal, it is generational. You are stepping out of patterns your family lived in for decades. You are breaking ceilings that stopped generations before you. You are reversing curses that crippled those who came before. You are building foundations for those who will come after. You are not just transforming, you are transferring victory into your bloodline. That is why the battle was so hard. That is why the pressure was so heavy. That is why the process took so long. That is why the attacks were so relentless. Because the enemy wasn't just fighting your present, he was trying to sabotage your lineage. But child, your yes stopped him. Your surrender defeated him. Your transformation dismantled him. Now breathe, for I'm about to tell you a truth few hear clearly. Transformation is not always loud, but its evidence always is. You will soon walk into places that react to the glory on your life before you say a word. You will step into rooms where peace follows you like a shadow. You will speak and people will feel authority in your tone. You will pray and atmospheres will shift. You will move and chains will break. You will rise and darkness will flee. You are becoming someone your past will no longer recognize. You are becoming someone your fear cannot follow. You are becoming someone your old battles cannot defeat. You are becoming someone your destiny has been waiting for. You are becoming new. And in the next part, child, I will show you how to walk in this newness without slipping back into old patterns, how to carry glory without fear, how to stand without trembling, how to move with heaven's authority resting on your shoulders. My beloved child, now that transformation has taken root within you, I must teach you something sacred, something that will determine whether the change you carry becomes permanent or fades under pressure. Listen closely, because this revelation is not given to many. What I am about to speak into your spirit is the art, the holy discipline of holding your newness without slipping back into old patterns, of protecting the glory I've placed within you, and of walking daily in the identity I have confirmed. Transformation is not a moment, it is a mantle, and a mantle must be carried with understanding. The enemy cannot undo what I have done in you, but he will attempt to lure you back into the places I delivered you from, not because he has power, but because he has persistence. He will try to bring back old voices, old habits, old temptations, old insecurities, old environments, old invitations to be who you no longer are. Not to reclaim you, but to confuse you. Not to possess you, but to provoke you. Not to destroy you, but to distract you. Because distraction is the enemy of destiny. So hear me, child. The battle after transformation is rarely about what comes against you. It's about what tries to come back to you. This is why you must learn to walk as the new creation you have become. Let me teach you the 4 movements of walking in newness. Movements that turn transformation into permanence and permanence into power. The first movement is awareness. Awareness is holy. Awareness is maturity. Awareness is vigilance grounded in peace, not fear. You must become aware of when your old self tries to speak. Aware of when old wounds try to reopen. Aware of when old triggers try to reactivate. Aware of when old surroundings try to reclaim you. Aware of when old spirits, shame, fear, insecurity try to whisper lies. Awareness is not paranoia, awareness is wisdom. Do not ignore the early signs of spiritual erosion. Do not pretend you are unaffected when I show you are being drained. Do not linger in environments that suffocate your spirit. Do not entertain conversations that resurrect your past. Do not tolerate voices that contradict your identity. Awareness protects your anointing. Avoidance preserves your direction. Second movement is alignment. After every transformation comes a holy recalibration. You must align your actions with your identity, your habits with your calling, your relationships with your destiny, your decisions with your spiritual clarity. Do not return to what I healed you from. Do not revisit what I released you from. Do not crave what I cleansed from your spirit. Do not long for the familiar prisons I freed you from. You are new, and newness requires new rhythms. If your environment contradicts your elevation, change it. If your habits suffocate your spirit, break them. If your relationships drain your peace, release them. If your daily patterns sabotage your destiny, rebuild them. You cannot walk in newness with old alignment. Oil cannot flow through broken vessels. Purpose cannot grow in polluted soil. The third movement is authority. Transformation becomes permanent when you walk not as a survivor, but as an heir. I did not transform you so you could tiptoe through life, questioning your worth, second-guessing your voice, hiding your gifts, shrinking your presence, or apologizing for your anointing. You must walk with authority, not the loud authority of arrogance, but the quiet authority of identity. Authority that speaks without shouting, authority that stands without performing, authority that flows without striving, authority that commands without fear. Authority is not a posture, it is a knowing. Knowing who you are, knowing whose you are, knowing what I've placed within you, knowing what you carry in the spirit, knowing the territory I've assigned to you, knowing the calling that rests on your life. Walking in authority means you no longer participate in battles beneath your level. You no longer justify your worth to those committed to misunderstanding you. You no longer debate with fear about decisions I have already confirmed. You no longer allow insecurity to negotiate your destiny. You no longer let anxiety rewrite what heaven has already spoken. Authority is your inheritance. An inheritance must be claimed to be lived. The fourth movement is abiding. Transformation is not maintained through striving, but through remaining. Remain in me. Remain in my presence. Remain in my word. Remain in prayer. Remain in gratitude. Remain in peace. Remain in the posture that brought you into breakthrough. Do not let the busyness of life pull you out of the breath of heaven. Do not allow pressure to drive you back to survival mode. Do not allow blessings to distract you from the one who gave them. Do not allow growth to make you self-reliant. Do not allow success to silence your surrender. Abiding is not a discipline, it is a lifeline. Your strength flows from abiding. Your wisdom flows from abiding. Your clarity flows from abiding. Your peace flows from abiding. Your resilience flows from abiding. Your discernment flows from abiding. Abiding is the oxygen of your transformation. Now listen closely. You're stepping into a new spiritual dimension, a higher frequency of awareness, a deeper level of intimacy with me, a stronger clarity of purpose, and a bolder expression of your authority. And with every elevation comes a refinement of your relationships. Do not be surprised when certain people can no longer walk with you. Elevation exposes incompatibility. Glory reveals misalignment. Purpose exposes pretenders. Identity reveals true intentions. Some people were assigned to your past, not your future. Some people were meant to walk with you through pain, but not through purpose. Some were meant to witness your struggle, but not your elevation. I am not removing people to isolate you. I am removing people to protect you. Every destiny requires selective access. Every calling requires relational clarity. Every anointing requires guarded proximity. Do not mourn what I prune. Because pruning is prophetic protection. Child, let me show you something holy. When you walk in newness, the enemy does not attack you as the old version of yourself. He attacks you according to the threat you now carry. You are dangerous now, not because of your strength, but because of your surrender. Not because of your perfection, but because of your obedience. Not because of your talent, but because of your yielded spirit. That is why the warfare has changed. That is why the enemy tries to wear you down instead of striking you directly. That is why he tries to exhaust you, discourage you, distract you, and confuse you. But hear me, he cannot touch what I have transformed. He cannot undo what I have confirmed. He cannot destroy what I have sealed. He cannot derail what I have ordained. He cannot curse what I have blessed. He cannot access what I have surrounded. You are fortified. You are protected. You are covered. You are untouchable in the spirit. Now breathe, child, because I am about to take you deeper. In the next part, I will reveal to you how to carry this mantle with boldness, how to walk through your new season without shrinking, how to move as the warrior I have raised, and how to enter the destiny that has been waiting for you since the beginning. My beloved child, now that you have tasted the depth of transformation and felt the settling of a new identity within you, I must now lead you into something far more profound, the awakening of spiritual confidence, the holy certainty that allows you to walk into rooms differently, speak differently, think differently, discern differently, and carry yourself as the one I have anointed, not the one the world tried to diminish. You have survived enough. Now, you must learn how to stand. Standing is not simply remaining upright. It is choosing to rise above every voice that contradicts what I have spoken. Every shadow that tries to convince you you're still chained. Every lie that attempts to drag you back into the identity I already destroyed. Standing is spiritual posture. Standing is internal authority. Standing is the quiet fire of someone who knows who walks beside them. Child, let me speak directly to the deepest layer of your being. You have underestimated the weight of my glory within you. Not because you are weak, but because you have been conditioned by years of survival, years of self-protection, years of silence, years of doubt, years of carrying burdens I never asked you to carry. You got used to fighting alone, and now you're learning how to live with me. You got used to walking cautiously, and now you're learning to walk boldly. You got used to shrinking your expression, and now you're learning to expand your voice. You got used to bracing for disappointment, and now you're learning to expect my favor. This shift inside you is holy, and it must be honored. Let me teach you how to walk as someone who is spiritually awakened, spiritually confident, spiritually grounded, and spiritually unshakable. The first awakening is the awakening of spiritual posture. Spiritual posture is not physical, it is alignment of the soul. It is the way you rise in the morning, the way you breathe when pressure comes, the way you speak over yourself, the way you confront fear, the way you respond to challenges. You are no longer permitted to bow to anxiety, to kneel before insecurity, to fold under pressure, to collapse under doubt. I have raised you to stand in truth, to stand in clarity, to stand in conviction, to stand in identity, to stand in authority, to stand even when the ground shakes. When you stand in me, no force can make you fall. The second awakening is the awakening of spiritual voice. Your voice, child, carries weight, not the weight of human persuasion, but the weight of spiritual authority. When you speak, atmospheres shift. When you pray, chains break. When you decree, the heavens respond. When you declare, the enemy trembles. When you whisper my name, darkness flees. Stop silencing yourself. Stop shrinking your voice. Stop letting fear edit your prayers. Stop letting insecurity soften your declarations. Stop letting past hurts mute your truth. Open your mouth and speak as one who carries my breath. You must understand this holy reality. Your voice is not merely sound. Your voice is a spiritual instrument. It carries heaven's frequency. It carries my authority. It carries generational impact. It carries healing. It carries breakthrough. It carries deliverance. When you speak my promises, you activate spiritual law. When you speak my word, you wield a sword. When you speak in faith, you build your future. When you speak with boldness, you silence every lie. You don't need volume, you need conviction. You don't need eloquence, you need alignment. You don't need perfection, you need presence. Let your voice rise, let your prayer deepen. Let your declaration strengthen. For I have placed fire in your mouth and heaven on your tongue. The third awakening is the awakening of spiritual sight. Child, you cannot walk into your next season with natural eyes alone. Natural eyes see obstacles. Spiritual eyes see opportunities. Natural eyes see threats. Spiritual eyes see strategy. Natural eyes see delays. Spiritual eyes see timing. Natural eyes see loss. Spiritual eyes see preparation. I am sharpening your vision. I am refining your discernment. I am training your spirit to see beyond the surface. I am giving you eyes that recognize divine patterns, eyes that detect spiritual danger, eyes that notice subtle blessings, eyes that perceive hidden assignments, eyes that see my fingerprints in places others overlook. You must stop doubting what you see in the spirit. Stop dismissing your intuition. Stop ignoring the warnings I place in your heart. Stop silencing the discernment that protects your destiny. Stop second-guessing the clarity I reveal to you. What you sense is real, because I am the one who placed it there. Discernment is not paranoia. Discernment is protection. Sensitivity is not weakness. Sensitivity is spiritual accuracy. When I open your eyes, you must trust what you see. The fourth awakening is the awakening of spiritual courage. Your future requires bravery that is not born from personality, but from presence. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the refusal to bow to fear. Courage is the decision to move, even when your knees shake. Courage is the choice to trust, even when you cannot see the outcome. Courage is the willingness to start, even when you feel unqualified. Courage is the obedience to act, even without applause. Child, courage is faith in motion. And I am calling you into a life where courage becomes natural, where courage becomes instinctive, where courage becomes your default response, because you no longer rely on your own strength, but on mine. The fifth awakening is on the awakening of spiritual presence. Where you go, I go. Where you stand, heaven stands. Where you speak, authority speaks. Where you show up, light shows up. You are not walking into rooms alone anymore. I am with you, not as a distant observer, but as a consuming fire, as a mighty shield, as a guiding voice, as a strengthening force, as a covering of glory, as a whisper of wisdom, as a river of peace, as a mantle of power. You carry an atmosphere with you, and darkness recognizes it. People will not always understand why they feel peace around you, why they feel conviction around you, why they feel clarity when they speak to you, why their spirit awakens when you enter a space. It is because my presence rests on you, moves with you, speaks through you, and flows from you. Child, you are not ordinary. You are set apart. You are marked. You are appointed. You are anointed. Now listen. Everything I am awakening within you, posture, voice, sight, courage, presence, is preparing you for the territory ahead. Territory that cannot be entered timidly. Territory that requires boldness. Territory that demands confidence. Territory that calls for authority. Territory that requires sensitivity. Territory that needs your voice. I am shaping you into someone who can stand in that territory without shrinking, without hesitating, without doubting, without wavering, without apologizing, without permission. For the next part, I will lead you deeper into authority, deeper into identity, and deeper into the spiritual posture that will carry you into your destiny. My beloved child, now that your spirit has awakened, now that your posture, your voice, your sight, and your courage are rising into alignment with who I created you to be, I must now bring you into a deeper truth, a revelation that separates those who merely survive from those who truly walk in the fullness of their calling. You must learn what it means to carry authority that cannot be shaken, not earthly authority, not emotional authority, not intellectual authority, but the rare, holy, unbreakable authority that comes from my spirit moving through you. This authority is not loud. This authority is not aggressive. This authority is not boastful. This authority is not dramatic. True authority is quiet, steady, rooted, anchored, unmoved by opinions, unaffected by pressure, unchanged by storms, unshaken by resistance. Authority is not a shout. Authority is a presence. And child, whether you fully realize it or not, you carry this presence. The atmosphere around you shifts not because of your words, but because of the one who walks with you. Let me show you the deeper layers of this authority, the kind that will allow you to walk into your next season with unshakable confidence. The first layer is identity authority. Identity is power. When you know who you are, truly know, no force can intimidate you. You no longer shrink to make others comfortable. You no longer lower your voice to fit into rooms you outgrew. You no longer apologize for your calling. You no longer water down your truth. You no longer question if you belong where I have sent you. Identity authority means you walk into a place knowing you are chosen, you are redeemed, you are anointed, you are assigned, you are sealed by heaven, you are crowned with purpose, you are marked by destiny. Identity authority is the quiet fire that burns behind your eyes, the fire that tells darkness, I will not bow. The second layer is spiritual authority. Spiritual authority is not earned through effort. It is received through surrender. Authority flows through the heart that is yielded. Authority flows through the life that is consecrated. Authority flows through the spirit that listens. Authority flows through the soul that trusts. Authority flows through the hands that obey. Spiritual authority is not about what you say. It is about what you carry. It is the invisible mantle that rests on you, the mantle the enemy recognizes, the mantle your spirit feels, the mantle heaven responds to, the mantle that makes demons retreat, the mantle that makes storms calm, the mantle that makes mountains move. Child, this authority is yours, not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. The third layer is territorial authority. There are places on this earth, physical places, spiritual places, relational places, assignment places, destiny places that I have given to you. When I assign territory, heaven backs your presence there. Some rooms respond differently when you walk in, because that room is part of your territory. Some battles break faster when you pray, because that area is part of your territory. Some people listen differently when you speak, because their spirit recognizes your authority. Some opportunities open at your arrival, because heaven has assigned you to that moment. Territorial authority means you do not beg for permission, you do not ask to be accepted, you do not wait for approval, you do not seek validation. You step into what I gave you with confidence. You are not a visitor, you are a steward. You are not passing through, you are planting roots. You are not requesting entry, you are exercising dominion. The fourth layer is declarative authority. Child, your words carry weight in the spirit, not because of eloquence, but because of alignment. When your voice aligns with my truth, your words become weapons. Weapons that dismantle lies, weapons that silence fear, weapons that shift atmospheres, weapons that release healing, weapons that command peace, weapons that bind the enemy, weapons that unlock provision, weapons that call things forth. Declaration is not wishful thinking. Declaration is not positivity. Declaration is not emotional motivation. Declaration is spiritual legislation. When you speak my word, you legislate heaven on earth. When you declare my promises, you enforce spiritual law. When you speak in faith, you sign your name on the future I wrote for you. And child, when I am calling you into a season where your words must rise, not as whispers of uncertainty, but as decrees of authority. The fifth layer is resistant authority. This authority is not visible, it is not loud, it is not dramatic. It is the quiet determination to refuse retreat, the decision to stand your ground, the conviction that the enemy cannot take what I gave you, the resilience that refuses to collapse, the unwavering spirit that does not bow to pressure. Resistant authority is the power to say, no more, no further, not this time, not this attack, not this cycle, not this lie, not this fear. Resistant authority is the moment you stop running and start standing. Child, the enemy cannot defeat a believer who refuses to yield their ground. The sixth layer is rested authority. This is the authority many overlook, the authority that flows from peace, the authority that flows from stillness, the authority that flows from trust. Rest is not passivity. Rest is not avoidance. Rest is not denial. Rest is spiritual warfare. Rest is dominion over anxiety. Rest is the refusal to enter survival mode. Rest is the posture of one who knows heaven is handling what they cannot. The enemy loses access when you enter rest. Rest starves fear. Rest silences chaos. Rest kills insecurity. Rest exposes lies. Rest strengthens faith. Rest opens your spirit to hear me clearly. Child, when you rest in me, you walk with a heaviness that crushes darkness, the heaviness of peace. The seventh layer is relational authority. Authority changes how you interact with people. You are stepping into a season where I will bring you relationships that require depth, maturity, discernment, and boundaries. Not everyone can walk with you. Not everyone can speak into your spirit. Not everyone can hear your dreams. Not everyone can access your vulnerability. Not everyone can stand near your anointing. Authority requires relational clarity. You must learn to bless some people from a distance, release others with peace, and embrace only those who nourish your destiny. Your circle must align with your calling, not with your comfort. Child, let me tell you something many never learn. Who you walk with determines how far you go. Now listen closely. You are entering a season where you can no longer walk small, no more shrinking to make others comfortable, no more hiding your anointing, no more apologizing for your elevation, no more doubting your discernment, no more questioning your worth, no more silencing your voice, no more stepping backward out of fear, no more dimming your light to protect someone else's insecurity. You are stepping into the fullness of who I created you to be, and you must walk with authority. Not arrogance, not pride, not superiority, but the holy, humble, undeniable confidence of one who knows, I am sent, I am sealed, I am supported by heaven, and I am walking in divine purpose. Child, in the next part, I will take you even deeper into courage, destiny alignment, and the unstoppable momentum I am placing on your life. My beloved child, now that you have stepped into the revelation of authority, now that your spirit has begun to rise into the posture of someone who is no longer intimidated by the past nor threatened by the future, I must now lead you into a dimension few dare to enter, the realm of holy courage, the realm where destiny takes shape, the realm where obedience becomes movement and movement becomes momentum. Child, listen carefully, because what I am about to unveil to you is not merely instruction, it is impartation. You are moving into a season where courage will not simply be helpful, it will be essential. I am calling you into the kind of courage that opens doors, the kind that reshapes futures, the kind that breaks cycles, the kind that births generational change, the kind that confronts fear and stands anyway, the kind that steps forward even when you feel unprepared, the kind that trusts that if I called you, I will also carry you. Let me teach you the layers of courage you will need for the season ahead. The first layer is private courage. This is the courage that no one applauds, the courage no one sees, the courage that rises in the quiet moments when fear whispers the loudest. Private courage is when you choose truth over comfort, healing over hiding, obedience over excuses, discipline over distraction, growth over stagnation. Private courage is what you practice when the world isn't watching, and it becomes the foundation of every victory that will later be seen in public. It is in private where I strengthen you. It is in private where I reshape you. It is in private where I remove what weakens you. It is in private where I whisper strategies for your destiny. Do not underestimate the power of private courage. For every giant you will face in public is defeated first in the quiet places of your spirit. The second layer is high obedience courage. This courage is not emotional. It is eternal. It is the courage to obey when it is inconvenient, when it is costly, when it makes no sense, when it stretches your faith, when it disrupts your plans, when it demands sacrifice, when it challenges your comfort. Child, you must understand this. Obedience builds momentum. Disobedience breaks momentum. Obedience opens doors. Disobedience delays destiny. Obedience attracts favor. Disobedience invites stagnation. Your next breakthrough will not be birthed through striving, but through obedience. What I ask of you may feel small, but it will carry supernatural weight. Obedience is not about instruction, it is about alignment. And alignment is what positions you for acceleration. The third layer is transitional courage. This is the courage to close old chapters, to walk away from what no longer nourishes your spirit, to release what I did not intend to follow you into your future, to stop forcing what I have already ended, to stop returning to what I already delivered you from. Child, hear me. Not every ending is loss. Some endings are liberation. Some endings are protection. Some endings are preparation. Some endings are divine redirection. Transition requires courage because the familiar feels safer, even when it is suffocating you. But if you cling to what I am removing, you will delay what I am releasing. Move when I tell you to move. Release when I tell you to release. Walk away when I shut the door. Step forward when I open a new one. Transitional courage is what separates those who stay stuck from those who step into the future I designed for them. The fourth layer is relational courage. Child, this courage is costly, but it is crucial. You must have the courage to set boundaries, to say no when your peace is threatened, to guard your energy, to protect your anointing, to distance yourself from those who drain your spirit, to stop apologizing for needing space, for needing clarity, for needing growth, for needing healing. You must have the courage to remove yourself from tables where your spirit starves. There are relationships that shrink you, relationships that silence you, relationships that distract you, relationships that delay you, relationships that camouflage themselves as loyalty but operate as limitation. You cannot carry your calling while carrying everyone's expectations. Relational courage is the freedom to choose alignment over attachment. The fifth layer is calling courage. This is the courage to step into what I placed inside you, even when you feel unqualified, even when you feel unprepared, even when you feel inexperienced, even when others don't believe in you, even when your past tries to discredit you. Child, calling is bigger than confidence. Calling is bigger than skill. Calling is bigger than knowledge. Calling is bigger than preparation. Calling is my voice assigning you to purpose. Calling is my hand placing you where destiny requires you. Calling is my authority backing you with heaven's power. Calling is my grace making you capable of what once felt impossible. You do not need to feel ready. You need to feel willing. I will supply the strength. I will supply the boldness. I will supply the wisdom. I will supply the opportunities. I will supply the resources. I will supply the favor. I only need your yes. The sixth layer is an endurance courage. This courage is not loud, but it is unbreakable. It is the courage to keep going when you are tired, when you are weary, when results seem delayed, when breakthrough seems distant, when prayers feel unanswered, when progress feels slow. Child, endurance is not about speed, it is about consistency. Momentum is created not by intensity, but by persistence. Destiny is not given to the easily discouraged, but to the faithfully determined. Every seed you planted, every tear you cried, every prayer you whispered, every effort you made, every step you took, every moment you kept believing is being multiplied. The seventh layer is destiny courage. This is the highest form of courage. The courage to finally step into the fullness of who I created you to be. The courage to become, the courage to rise, the courage to lead, the courage to speak, the courage to build, the courage to influence, the courage to shine, the courage to expand, the courage to disrupt darkness, the courage to claim your inheritance, the courage to walk in victory without apologizing for it. Destiny courage is the moment you say, I will no longer shrink myself. I will no longer disqualify myself. I will no longer postpone my purpose. I will no longer surrender my future to fear. I will no longer wait for others to validate what God already confirmed. Child, destiny does not happen passively. It is stepped into boldly. Your next season will require courage, but do not fear, because you will not walk into it alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. I stand behind you. I surround you. I empower you. I sustain you. I protect you. I elevate you. I open every door you need. I close every door that would harm you. I prepare every step before you take it, and I strengthen your spirit for every assignment ahead. Now, listen carefully. Everything you have faced, everything you have endured, everything you have battled, everything you have survived, everything you have released, everything you have learned, everything you have overcome was preparing you for what comes next. In the next part, I will reveal the mantle, the mission, the movement, and the momentum that I am placing on your life, and how to walk in it with supernatural clarity. My beloved child, now that courage has begun to rise inside you, now that obedience is awakening, now that your spirit is aligning with the destiny I have written for you, I must now place something sacred upon your life, something that will shape every step you take from this point forward. What I'm giving you is not merely instruction, it is a mantle, a mission, a movement, and a momentum that cannot be stopped by human limitation or spiritual resistance. Listen carefully, because what I am about to release into your spirit is the blueprint for your next season. The season where everything finally begins to make sense, where the pieces of your story come together, where the long nights give way to purpose, where your pain becomes wisdom, where your growth becomes influence, and where your obedience becomes impact. Child, this is the moment where destiny stops being a concept and becomes a commission. This mantle I am placing upon you is not light, but it is holy. It is not simple, but it is sacred. It is not easy, but it is eternal. And it will require a version of you that no longer negotiates with fear, no longer bargains with insecurity, no longer shrinks under intimidation, no longer abandons purpose to please people, no longer postpones the call to avoid discomfort. This mantle will require the boldness of your renewed identity, the courage you have been learning to carry, the authority I have been awakening within you. Let me reveal each layer of this mantle, so you may wear it with clarity and walk in it with full understanding. The first layer of the mantle is identity calling. Child, you were not placed on this earth by accident. You are not a random combination of traits, interests, talents, and wounds. You are a divine design, carefully crafted for an assignment that only you can carry, a sound only you can release, a light only you can shine, a purpose only you can fulfill. Your story is not ordinary. Your journey is not random. Your struggles are not wasted. Your wounds are not useless. Your gifts are not accidental. Your compassion is not coincidental. Your desires are not meaningless. Your intuition is not imagined. Your calling is not optional. Child, destiny is the shape of the soul I formed within you. Now, the second layer of this mantle is burden calling. There is a burden inside you, a holy ache, a sacred restlessness, a deep sorrow for what is broken, a deep longing for what must change, a fire that refuses to die. That burden is not random. That ache is not emotional. That heaviness is not weakness. That pull is not imagined. Your burden is a map leading you to your mission. What makes your heart weep? What makes your spirit burn? What makes your soul restless? Reveals the territory I have assigned to you. Pain is not your enemy. It is your compass. The third layer of the mantle is gift calling. Simon, everything I placed inside you, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you speak, the way you create, the way you discern, the way you love, the way you listen, the way you serve, all of it is intentional. Your gifts are tools. Your voice is a tool. Your mind is a tool. Your compassion is a tool. Your sensitivity is a tool. Your creativity is a tool. Your resilience is a tool. You are equipped for impact, not by accident, but by design. The fourth layer of this mantle is authority calling. Child, you are not entering your next season as a spectator. You are entering as a carrier of my authority. Authority to shift atmospheres, authority to speak life, authority to break cycles, authority to destroy strongholds, authority to set captives free, authority to walk into darkness and bring light, authority to confront lies with truth, authority to claim territory for my kingdom. You will not walk as the one wounded. You will walk as the one healed. You will not walk as the one forgotten. You will walk as the one chosen. You will not walk as the one overlooked. You will walk as the one anointed. You will not walk as the one lost. You will walk as the one sent. The fifth layer of the mantle is purpose calling. Purpose is not a destination. It is a daily partnership. Purpose is the way you speak. Purpose is the way you think. Purpose is the way you respond. Purpose is the way you love. Purpose is the way you forgive. Purpose is the way you stand in truth. Purpose is the way you reflect my heart wherever you go. Purpose is not something you wait for. Purpose is something you walk in. Now, let me speak to you about where's mission. Mission is where identity becomes movement. Mission is where burden becomes assignment. Mission is where gifts become tools. Mission is where obedience becomes action. Mission is where calling becomes impact. Your mission is not something you must figure out. It is something you must become. Everything I have shaped inside you will now begin to pour out of you. Your mission is not limited to a career. Your mission is not confined to a certain age. Your mission is not restricted by your past. Your mission is not hindered by your imperfections. Your mission is not thwarted by your insecurities. Your mission is simply this: to bring my presence wherever you go, to speak my words wherever I send you, to release my light into any space you enter, to carry my heart into every conversation, to embody my truth in every circumstance. Your mission is not performance. It is presence. Not striving, but surrender. Not perfection, but partnership. Now let me show you the next dimension: movement. Movement is what happens when mission meets obedience. Movement begins with small steps, quiet yeses, simple acts of faith, tiny moments of courage. But movement grows. Movement expands. Movement gains weight. Movement gains influence. Movement gains visibility. Movement creates change. Movement sparks revival. Movement becomes a river that cannot be stopped. Child, you are entering a season where your life will not be still. I am pushing you into motion. This is not the time for hesitation. This is not the time to second guess. This is not the time to shrink. This is not the time to retreat. Every step you take, I will amplify. Every door you walk through, I will multiply. Every seed you plant, I will cause to grow. Every prayer you pray, I will accelerate. Every act of obedience, I will turn into impact. You are not stepping into a season of effort. You are stepping into a season of momentum. And child, here is the final layer. Supernatural momentum. Momentum is not created by you. Momentum is created by me. Momentum is when things begin to align suddenly, when doors open quickly, when opportunities appear unexpectedly, when relationships form divinely, when clarity flows easily, when strength rises effortlessly, when favor increases supernaturally. Momentum is when heaven leans toward you and everything around you begins to respond. Momentum is when prayers are answered with acceleration. Momentum is when provision comes without striving. Momentum is when blessings overtake you. Momentum is when purpose pulls you forward. Momentum is when my hand moves faster than you're planning. Child, momentum is not random. Momentum is a sign that heaven has shifted in your direction. You are entering a season where I will carry you farther than your effort should allow, faster than your preparation should enable, deeper than your experience should justify, higher than your qualifications should permit. This is not human momentum. This is divine momentum. Now breathe, child, because everything I have poured into you over these past parts is leading you to a revelation you must fully embrace. You are stepping into the greatest season of your life, not because everything will be easy, but because everything will be purposeful. Not because the journey will be simple, but because the path will be prepared. Not because you will avoid challenges, but because you will carry authority through them. Not because you finally feel ready, but because I have declared you ready. In the next part, I will reveal the next dimension of your becoming, the part where I teach you to carry victory, revelation, and restoration as your new normal. My beloved child, now that I have placed the mantle upon you, now that mission, movement, and momentum have begun to stir within your spirit, there is a deeper dimension you must now learn to walk in. A realm where victory is not an event, but an atmosphere. Where revelation is not occasional, but continual. And where restoration is not something you hope for, but something you carry. Listen closely, because this part will redefine how you live, how you breathe, how you think, how you pray, and how you move through every moment of your life. Child, you are not created to visit victory. You were created to live a reassurance in victory. Victory is not a moment I give you. It is an identity I place upon you. And yet, many of my children walk in cycles of triumph and defeat, not because they lack faith, but because they were never taught how to hold what I gave them. This next season requires a different version of you. One who does not merely receive breakthrough, but one who knows how to protect it, nurture it, and walk with it until it becomes permanent. Let me show you the 3 dimensions of this new life you are stepping into: victory, revelation, and restoration. The first dimension is victory as identity. You must stop seeing victory as something you achieve and start seeing it as something you are. Victory is not the outcome. Victory is the posture. Victory is not a moment. Victory is the mindset. Victory is not the finish line. Victory is the foundation. Child, when you understand this, the enemy will never intimidate you again. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. The battle was settled long before you arrived. The outcome was determined before the attack began. The result was secured at the cross. The conclusion was written in my word. So when you face resistance, you must stop asking, "Will I win?" and begin declaring, "I have already won." Victory is not arrogance. Victory is alignment with truth. Let me remind you of what victory looks like in this new dimension. Victory is when fear rises, and you stand anyway. Victory is when doubt whispers, and you speak truth louder. Victory is when pressure builds, and your spirit remains unshaken. Victory is when storms come, and you stay rooted in peace. Victory is when darkness approaches, and you shine brighter. Victory is when the enemy tries, and you refuse to retreat. Child, the enemy cannot defeat a soul that knows who it is. Now, let me show you the second dimension. Revelation as lifestyle. A key. Revelation is not a rare moment of clarity. Revelation is the continual flow of my voice into your life. You are stepping into a season where I will speak to you with frequency, with depth, with precision, with tenderness, with strategy, with insight, with timing, with direction. This revelation will come in many forms. A whisper in your spirit, a verse that leaps off the page, a dream that carries instruction, a thought that feels too wise to be your own, a sense of peace when you choose the right path, a sudden clarity that interrupts your confusion, a conviction that prevents a wrong decision, a strong knowing that protects you from danger. Child, you must stop doubting the ways I speak. You keep thinking revelation is supposed to feel dramatic, but I often speak in the softest movements. I speak through gentle nudges. I speak through subtle warnings. I speak through small impressions. I speak through sudden discomfort. I speak through unusual peace. I speak through intuition you cannot explain. Revelation is not always loud, but it is always clear. You must begin to trust. If it is peaceful, it is me. If it is wise, it is me. If it is strengthening, it is me. If it aligns with my word, it is me. If it protects you, it is me. If it draws you closer, it is me. If it awakens courage, it is me. I am teaching you to recognize my voice, not because you need it occasionally, but because you will need it constantly. This next season will require sensitivity, not to emotion, but to my spirit. Now, the third dimension, restoration as your new normal. Child, listen deeply. Restoration is not a reward. Restoration is your inheritance. Restoration is your portion. Restoration is the rhythm of heaven. Restoration is the evidence of my heart toward you. Everything the enemy tried to take, I am returning. Everything life drained from you, I am replenishing. Everything broken within you, I am rebuilding. Everything lost through pain, I am redeeming. Everything delayed, I am accelerating. Everything stolen, I am restoring sevenfold. You must stop seeing restoration as unlikely and start seeing it as guaranteed. Restoration is not a possibility. Restoration is my promise. Let me show you the depths of my restoration. I restore peace, not as the world gives, but as heaven gives. I restore strength, not in small doses, but in overflowing measure. I restore joy, not temporary happiness, but deep, holy gladness. I restore identity, removing the labels of the past and replacing them with truth. I restore relationships, those aligned with your purpose. I restore confidence, wiping away years of insecurity. I restore dreams, breathing life back into what you buried. I restore hope, reviving what disappointment tried to kill. I restore time, accelerating progress where you thought you fell behind. I restore purpose, revealing the assignment beneath your pain. Child, your story is not a story of loss. It is a story of restoration. Nothing you surrendered was wasted. Nothing you lost was forgotten. Nothing you sacrificed was ignored. Every wound is becoming wisdom. Every tear is becoming testimony. Every battle is becoming strength. Every season of silence is becoming authority. Let me take you deeper. Victory, revelation, restoration. These three dimensions will not operate separately in your life. They will interlock, intertwine, and reinforce one another. Victory gives you confidence. Revelation gives you direction. Restoration gives you resilience. Victory makes you bold. Revelation makes you wise. Restoration makes you whole. Victory secures your identity. Revelation secures your clarity. Restoration secures your heart. This is why the next season of your life will feel different, because you are not fighting from brokenness anymore. You are fighting from identity, from assurance, from wholeness, from clarity, from spiritual maturity, from power, from truth, from alignment with heaven. Child, you are stepping into a version of yourself you have never seen before, but heaven has always known. You will think differently. You will pray differently. You will decide differently. You will discern differently. You will speak differently. You will walk differently. You will respond differently. You will love differently. You will forgive differently. You will lead differently. You will not walk like someone hoping things will change. You will walk like someone who knows they already have. Now, listen closely. There is one more dimension I must prepare you for. A dimension where your life becomes an instrument of impact, a vessel of transformation, a carrier of light, a reflection of my heart, a force for good in a weary world. In the next part, I will unveil the call to influence, the power of legacy, and the spiritual expansion I am releasing into your life. My beloved child, now that victory is becoming your identity, now that revelation is flowing into your spirit, now that restoration has begun to breathe life back into the places that once felt empty, I must now reveal something that will stretch you, elevate you, and establish you in a way you have never experienced before. This part is not only about who you are, it is about who you are becoming and who you will impact. Child, you were not created to live a small life. You were not formed for quiet survival. You were not shaped for silent existence. You were not designed for low-impact living. You were not placed on this earth merely to endure. You were created for the influence, legacy, and spiritual expansion. What I placed within you is not meant to stay contained inside you. Purpose must overflow. Identity must expand. Anointing must touch others. Wisdom must be shared. Light must shine. Healing must spread. Truth must rise. Let me show you the deeper dimensions of what your life is about to become. The first dimension is influence. Child, influence is not popularity. Influence is not recognition. Influence is not applause. Influence is not the approval of many. Influence is impact. It is the way your presence shifts a room, the way your words shift a heart, the way your story unlocks courage in someone else, the way your healing becomes hope for another soul, the way your freedom awakens desire for freedom in others, the way your obedience becomes the bridge for someone else's breakthrough. Influence is sacred. It is quiet. It is holy. It is powerful. It is intentional. Influence is not something you chase. It is something you become. Influence is what happens when your life aligns with heaven, when your identity reflects my heart, when your decisions create spiritual resonance, when your light becomes impossible to ignore. You will influence not by striving, but by being. Second dimension is legacy. Legacy is the imprint your life leaves on the world. It is the echo of your obedience. It is the fruit of your transformation. It is the evidence of your faithfulness. It is the impact of your choices. It is the story your life tells long after you have spoken your final word. Legacy is not built in a moment. It is built in consistency. Consistency in love. Consistency in truth. Consistency in forgiveness. Consistency in courage. Consistency in faith. Consistency in character. Consistency in intimacy with me. Child, legacy is not what you leave behind when you die. Legacy is what you build while you live. Legacy is the people you lift, the hearts you heal, the prayers you pray, the faith you spark, the wisdom you plant, the hope you restore, the chains you break, the darkness you confront, the freedom you inspire. Legacy is your life speaking for heaven. Your legacy begins the moment you choose obedience over fear, purpose over comfort, spirit over flesh, eternity over convenience. The third dimension is expansion. Expansion is not simply growth. Expansion is multiplication. It is when what I placed inside you becomes too great to stay inside you. It is when your influence grows beyond your circle. It is when your voice reaches further than you expected. It is when your gifts begin to open doors. It is when your presence begins to draw people. It is when your wisdom begins to travel. It is when your calling becomes bigger than your environment. It is when your life begins to overflow with impact. Expansion is supernatural, not something you force, but something I initiate. Expansion happens when your heart is ready, when your character is established, when your identity is rooted, when your spirit is stable, when your obedience is consistent. Child, you must learn something important. You are not expanding for your glory. You are expanding for my purpose. Expansion is not about becoming known. It is about making me known. Expansion is not about enlarging your name. It is about enlarging my kingdom. Expansion is not about increasing your influence. It is about increasing your impact. Now, let me take you deeper into the inner transformation that must happen before outer expansion can manifest. You cannot carry wider influence with a shrinking soul. You cannot build legacy with a fractured identity. You cannot expand your reach with a wounded heart. You cannot elevate others while carrying unhealed burdens. You cannot hold the weight of purpose while living in old fears. This next season requires a heart purified of bitterness, a spirit grounded in discernment, a mind renewed in truth, a soul anchored in peace, a voice strengthened with clarity, a character shaped in humility, a life surrendered with consistency. I am shaping you inwardly to expand you outwardly. Influence without integrity collapses. Legacy without character decays. Expansion without wisdom destroys. This is why I have walked you through fire, why I have pruned you, why I have refined you, why I have stripped away what weakened you, why I have removed people who could not walk with where you are going, why I have closed doors that would have distracted you, why I have delayed things until your spirit matured. Child, I was not punishing you, I was preparing you. Now your spirit is ready for more. Let me reveal the four qualities that will sustain your influence, legacy, and expansion. The first quality is humility. Humility is not self-belittlement. It is self-awareness rooted in truth. Humility keeps you teachable. Humility keeps you grounded. Humility keeps you surrendered. Humility keeps you obedient. Humility keeps you aligned with heaven. Without humility, influence becomes pride. Without humility, legacy becomes ego. Without humility, expansion becomes idolatry. The second quality is purity. Rahim. Purity is not perfection. Purity is intention. Purity is choosing what nourishes your spirit. Purity is guarding your heart. Purity is refusing what drains your peace. Purity is resisting what leads you backward. Purity is protecting the anointing I placed on you. A pure heart hears me clearly. A pure mind receives revelation. A pure spirit carries authority. The third quality is endurance. Expansion is not instant. It is cultivated. Endurance strengthens resilience. Endurance deepens character. Endurance sharpens wisdom. Endurance builds spiritual muscle. Endurance is not about bearing pain. It is about carrying purpose. The fourth quality is a compassion mirror. Child, compassion is your greatest power. Compassion softens hard hearts. Compassion heals emotional wounds. Compassion breaks spiritual barriers. Compassion opens doors that strategy never could. Compassion reflects my heart more than anything else you carry. Influence without compassion becomes manipulation. Legacy without compassion becomes obligation. Expansion without compassion becomes domination. Compassion is the mark of a true disciple and the fragrance of my presence upon your life. Now listen, child. You are stepping into a season where your life is going to influence more people than you realize, where your story will reach those who need hope, where your healing will encourage those who feel broken, where your courage will awaken courage in others, where your transformation will inspire transformation, where your voice will break chains, where your obedience will shift atmospheres, where your presence will carry peace. You will not need to strive. You will simply need to remain aligned. I am preparing to expand your territory. I am preparing to elevate your influence. I am preparing to multiply your impact. I am preparing to enlarge your footprint. I am preparing to increase your reach. For the next part, I will reveal how to walk securely in this expansion, how to stay grounded, unshaken, and aligned even as I elevate you higher. My beloved child, now that influence has begun to awaken within you. Now that the seeds of legacy are forming, now that the currents of spiritual expansion have started to rise around your life, I must now teach you something vital, something that will protect you, stabilize you, and anchor you through every elevation I bring. Because hear me, expansion is a blessing, but it is also a weight. Elevation opens doors, but it also tests foundations. Increase multiplies impact, but it also means the way you were always created to. In the next part, I will reveal the deeper calling behind your elevation, the assignment that ties together your pain, your growth, your gifts, and your destiny. My beloved child, now that your spirit has been anchored, now that the foundation beneath you has been strengthened, now that the pillars of identity, grounding, consistency, and surrender have been laid deep into your soul, I can finally unveil what all of this has been preparing you for. Because elevation without purpose becomes emptiness, but elevation with assignment becomes destiny. Listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal is not light. It is weighty, holy, sacred, and it connects every thread of your story. The battles, the delays, the tears, the breakthroughs, the lessons, the refining. None of it was random. None of it was wasted. None of it was meaningless. Every season has been leading you toward this assignment. Child, you are being called into a life of divine impact. Not influence for ego, but influence for eternity. Not visibility for applause, but visibility for alignment. Not leadership for status, but leadership for souls. Everything I've done in you is now going to flow through you. You were not just healed, you were trained in healing. You were not just delivered, you were shaped in deliverance. You were not just restored, you were prepared to restore others. Every wound became wisdom, every loss became compassion, every battle became authority, every valley became vision, every pressing became oil. And now, the oil on your life is no longer meant to stay contained, it is meant to be poured. Child, I am calling you into a mantle of spiritual influence that will reach farther than you imagine. Some will feel me in your words. Some will feel me in your presence. Some will feel me in your silence. Some will feel me in your strength. Some will feel me in your compassion. Some will feel me in your obedience. Some will feel me simply because you walked into the room. You carry atmosphere-altering grace, the kind that shifts things without announcing itself, the kind that breaks heaviness without striving, the kind that dethrones darkness without force, the kind that speaks even when you say nothing. Child, do not underestimate the presence you carry. It is not personality, it is not charisma, it is not effort, it is not talent. It is my breath resting on you, my favor covering you, my light pulsing through you, my authority walking with you. And now, I am leading you into a calling that aligns perfectly with the person I've been shaping in the quiet. Hear me. You are called to be a healer of hearts, a lifter of burdens, a breaker of cycles, a carrier of peace, a voice of truth, a beacon of hope, a vessel of clarity, a steward of compassion, a keeper of wisdom, and a witness of my power. Your assignment is not one-dimensional, It is layered, it is multifaceted, it is deep. Because your story is deep, your scars are deep, your growth is deep, your surrender is deep, your calling is deep. Child, the depth of your destiny matches the depth of your development. Do not think lightly of the battles you survived. They didn't just break you, they branded you with purpose. Every time you held on when quitting felt easier, every time you forgave when bitterness seemed justified, every time you believed when doubt screamed louder, every time you praised when heaviness tried to suffocate you, you were being prepared for this assignment. Others will be freed because you refuse to fold. Others will find strength because you found me in weakness. Others will find direction because you learned to walk through fog. Others will find courage because you chose obedience over comfort. Child, your assignment is people. Not crowds, not platforms, not popularity. People. Broken people. Silent people. Lonely people. Hidden people. Wounded people. Searching people. Rejected people. Confused people. Hopeful people. Hungry people. I am sending you to hearts, not stages. I am giving you influence, but it will not look like what the world calls influence. It will look like impact, pure, quiet, powerful, transformative impact. Some of the greatest things you will ever do will not be witnessed by the world. It will happen in conversations that feel ordinary, moments that seem small, prayers whispered for someone else, encouragement spoken at the right second, presence extended when someone feels alone. Child, influence in my kingdom is not measured by numbers. It is measured by souls touched, and you are being entrusted with many. Now listen, because with assignment comes resistance. When I call someone into impact, hell quickly tries to release distraction, not to stop destiny, because it cannot, but to blur vision, to drain focus, to weaken consistency, to stir insecurity, to create hesitation, to revive old patterns, to amplify old fears. But child, that strategy will fail because you now know who you are, and you now know whose you are, and you now know why you were shaped the way you were. What once intimidated you will now be beneath you. What once confused you will now be clear to you. What once wounded you will now become wisdom. What once scared you will now strengthen you. The very areas that once felt like weakness will become the places where I shine the brightest. Now come closer, because I must reveal something deeper. Your assignment is not temporary, it is generational. Your obedience will echo. Your transformation will ripple. Your impact will extend beyond your lifespan. Your yes will alter spiritual inheritance. Your faithfulness will rewrite family patterns. Your courage will create new paths for those after you. Your wisdom will become seeds in others, all because you said yes. Child, you are not merely stepping into purpose. You are stepping into a legacy. Your life will become a testimony others eat from, a well others draw from, a mantle others rise under, a path others follow, a light others walk toward. This is why the process was long. This is why the breaking was deep. This is why the waiting was heavy. This is why the battle was fierce. Because what you carry now is not cheap, not shallow, not fragile, not momentary. It is costly, it is refined, it is sacred, it is eternal. And child, this assignment is now fully active. You are stepping into it even as you read these words. The shift isn't coming, it has begun. Take a deep breath, feel it, sense it, receive it. In the next part, I will reveal the Mwatstantra final activation, the commissioning moment where everything aligns. My beloved child, now that everything within you has been aligned, now that your heart has been steadied, your spirit strengthened, your identity secured, your mind renewed, your faith deepened. Now I can bring you into the moment your entire journey has been leading toward. This is not simply another message. This is a commissioning, a divine activation, a holy release of purpose that has been waiting for the maturity of your spirit, the readiness of your heart, and the stability of your soul. Child, step closer, because what I am about to speak carries the weight of eternity. You have walked through fire, and you did not burn. You walked through waters, and you did not drown. You walked through wilderness, and you did not lose your way. You walked through silence, and you did not lose your faith. Every step, every tear, every battle, every season has prepared you for what I am about to place into your hands. You thought you were surviving, but I was shaping. You thought you were breaking, but I was building. You thought you were forgotten, but I was fortifying. You thought you were waiting, but I was working. Now, child, receive this truth with reverence. Slunk, you are ready. Ready in a way you were not ready before. Ready in a way you could not have been without the process. Ready in a way that heaven recognizes and hell fears. I am placing a mantle upon your life, a mantle that has been forged in pressure, pressed in tears, purified in surrender, and perfected in trust. This mantle is not for pride, not for performance, not for applause, not for recognition. It is for purpose, it is for souls, it is for assignments, it is for impact, it is for my glory. Child, hear me deeply. I did not raise you through the storms just to let you sit in safety. I raised you to carry fire. I raised you to shift atmospheres. I raised you to stand in authority. I raised you to speak with weight. I raised you to walk in purpose. I raised you to influence lives. I raised you to lift the broken. I raised you to shine in darkness. I raised you to break cycles. I raised you to heal hearts. I raised you to carry my presence. And now the activation begins. You are stepping into a season where everything inside you comes alive at once. Your discernment, your courage, your compassion, your voice, your clarity, your strength, your wisdom, your confidence, your peace, your authority, your purpose. Nothing dormant, nothing muted, nothing restrained, nothing wasted. I am awakening the fullness of who you are. I am igniting the gifts that have slept quietly. I am amplifying the anointing that has grown in darkness. I am calling forth the power you did not know you carried. You will feel me move through you in moments you did not expect. You will speak words you did not plan. You will help people you did not seek. You will shift spaces you did not intend to influence, not